Seeing F-stab instead of your data in Excel? Let's master AutoFit, column width, and row height to make every worksheet look perfect with GSF.
Is your Excel data getting cut off or hidden? Learn AutoFit and cell sizing techniques to make every worksheet perfect. Let's begin.
You've just spent hours entering critical financial data into your spreadsheet, but when you finally step back to look at the summary, you're greeted by a wall of error symbols. It's like forcing a thick stack of papers into a narrow envelope. If the contents are too large, the container breaks under the pressure. That terrifying row of pound signs or hash marks doesn't mean your data is corrupted or lost. It simply means the cell isn't wide enough to display the full number. Take a look at this spreadsheet. If we check the MAR and total columns on the right, the calculations are entirely hidden behind those symbols. A spreadsheet can't do its job if the container obscures the facts. To make your data visible, you have to control the boundaries of the cells. Step 1 is the most direct approach, adjusting the cell boundaries manually. To fix a narrow column, move your cursor up to the column headers, the letters at the very top of the grid. Position your mouse exactly on the right side border of the column you want to expand. Watch for the cursor to transform into a black line with 2 arrows, right between columns C and D. Then, click and drag the boundary out to the right until you can read the number. If you have text that spans multiple lines, you can apply this exact same logic vertically directly to the rows. Look at the row headers on the left side of the sheet. Hover over the bottom border of the target row until the vertical double arrow appears. Click and drag downward to increase the row's height. Dragging borders gives you immediate control to fix isolated layout issues as they pop up. But if you're working with a massive dataset, clicking and dragging every single narrow column by hand will bring your workflow to a halt. That's where Excel's AutoFit algorithm comes in. It calculates exactly how much space your data needs and resizes the boundary for you. The tool scans the entire column, finds the longest string of characters, and instantly snaps the border to match that exact width. You deploy this tool using the exact same borders we just looked at. Let's return to our spreadsheet, where the total column is currently covered in hash marks. Hover over the right side border of the column header, but instead of dragging, just double-click. The column instantly expands, perfectly framing the largest number in your dataset. By letting the software measure all the data, you eliminate the guesswork and save yourself the hassle of manual adjustments. AutoFit is fast, but it sizes every column differently based on its contents. If you want a clean, uniform grid, you need a different approach. You can assign a precise, exact numerical value to your columns or rows to force them into a strict alignment. First, select a cell in the column you want to resize. Then, navigate to the Home tab and locate the Format button in the Cells group. Click the drop-down arrow and select Column Width. A dialog box will appear. Type in your exact measurement and click OK. Assigning a specific value stops you from reacting to messy inputs. It puts you in charge of engineering a structured, professional layout. You now have 3 distinct methods to size your cells: dragging the borders manually, deploying the AutoFit algorithm, or typing in precise measurements. What starts as a frustrating wall of error symbols quickly resolves into a clean, legible document. The hash marks disappear, and your actual calculations take center stage. By mastering these spatial tools, you ensure that your audience can always read the numbers you've worked so hard to compile.
Congratulations! You've successfully completed Chapter 3 of the GSF Tech Excel course. In our next lesson, we'll begin an exciting new chapter with more powerful Excel skills to help you work smarter and faster. Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.